to all the dispossessed youth of Africa, for perpetuation of communion with ancestral spirits through the fight for African freedom, and in the firm faith that the dead, the living, and the unborn will unite to build the destroyed shrines. Selah. Hello and welcome, beloveds, to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you are well in all your ways and that you're moving into living life truly on your own terms. A special shout out to our Patreon family. Thank you so much for following on there. We do share way more information about what's really going on. So definitely consider joining us. And special shout out also to everyone that gives us love donations through PayPal. We do have a gift for you in the mail. So definitely check your inbox. I had to bring this out, and I'm not trying to create beef. I'm not trying to create drama, but Africa is embarrassingly quiet after the earthquake that just recently happened in Haiti. This is crazy. I've been actually researching. I think it's almost a week since it happened when I'm recording this. I'm not sure when you'll be seeing this. If your country has responded, please leave a message. I'd love to be corrected. Leave it in the comments. Have they sent aid? Have they even sent a condolence message? I've looked everywhere on local publications across Africa to see whether Africa or the African Union has responded to the 7.2 heavy earthquake in Haiti. I keep wanting to say Haiti, and it's like Haiti. Anyway, beloveds, have you heard anything? Has Africa responded? And for me, what this shows me is the level of self-hate that we have, that we can't even help one another. Or is it that just, governments are too busy? Or are we now seeing that governments aren't even run by our own people? Because in 2010, the response was quite different. Various different African countries from Burkina Faso to Senegal sent aid. I think they raised about $51 million, which shocked the world, because the world was like, despite Africa's multiple problems, they were still able to come to the aid of Haiti. They even offered land. So why the silence now? Are you starting to believe what I'm saying about a one world government? What if it's because no president received a memo? Here, respond to what's happening in Haiti and offer this or that. Are our presidents really moving in their own self-will? Wouldn't our people want us to stand by our own? I mean, the craziest situation that happened this week was Museveni saying that he was going to take in Afghani refugees. Okay, they're being fully paid for by the divided states, but no word, not even "I'm so sorry it happened" to Haiti. And we have to see the level of division that's been created. And you see, the problem is we have to be aware of that, because government, as I always say, there's 7 pillars that kind of, that the Babylon system runs on. Definitely check out that video. And the utmost pillar is government, because government sets the stage. It sets the laws, it sets the regulations, it has the police, it has the law, all the prisons, everything. So they literally control everything. So once the governmental pillar is controlled by a foreign entity, known or unknown, you can think you're free because you have a president who looks like you, but is actually either a puppet or, in these days, a clone. And they totally won't back your interests. Because I see IT trending. I checked a few of the, top trending on Twitter across Africa, and a lot of, Africans were sending out their prayers, sending out their condolences to the families that have been injured. Just, a lot of people have also been chanting, because Babylon, the media is like, this was worse than the 2010, which killed 200,000 people, blah, 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 blah. I mean, there's others that are saying it could possibly be man-made. But everyone has bounced into action, beloveds. I think the Dominican Republic, the immediate neighbor who happens to never, ever be hit, they've sent like 10,000, I don't know what, of food. Cuba's come in. There's some Latin American countries that have come in. I'm not sure about the Caribbean response. Once I know, I will definitely share it with you. But beloveds, this should be an indicator of just how divided we are and how our governments don't represent our interests at all. How a president can actually take in Afghanistan refugees but not offer any kind of even words of sympathy. And to our African brothers and sisters who were taken from our lands and who have just had so many things happen. And you know what? I also feel, beloveds, that like the African presidents are running scared. I think with everything that's happened, I mean, there's literally been like 5, 6 assassinations. Definitely check out the stories. I'll actually start to create playlists. I think a lot of our presidents have just fallen into line. Otherwise, they literally may not be there. So if Puppet Master isn't telling you to speak about Haiti, you ain't gonna speak about Haiti. You're just gonna keep it moving. Is that what we're seeing? And then they'll always use the classic response. Africa already has so many problems of its own. But I think, beloveds, all this is another indication that we really are in a one world government. I mean, I even got shivers when I saw UNICEF is like ready to get the children. I was like, oh man, are we seeing a repeat of 2010? You see, Africa has no power because it doesn't recognize that it's a global giant. It totally ignores its scattered children everywhere and expects to get somewhere. I mean, I really believe like colonization never ended. It just took a new form. And the greatest lie we've ever been told is that some freedom was achieved somewhere along the line. It was never, beloveds. It was like every Independence Day is more of a celebration for the Mzungus, man, and the former colonizers, because it's like we got them good. Look at how they're all dressed like us. Their army is dressed like us. Their kingdoms and queendoms are decimated. They don't even know them. But they celebrate their kingdom from us in our own clothes. Let's take a short break. We'll be right back.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, Africa.
Welcome back, beloveds, to Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi Saraki. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray that you really aren't getting too into the distractions, but you're using all the news and everything that's unfolding. It's happening so fast as more of a weather gauge to ensure that you are making the necessary moves to prepare for the total collapse of Babylon and their attempt to put in the New World Order for a season, which is why you have to separate yourself at such a time as this. But it's totally embarrassing, beloveds, that no African president that I know of, let me put it like that, I hope I'm wrong. I'd be so happy if I was wrong. But no African president has come out to say, to even offer words of sympathy, let alone make kind of aid or donations. And I know Africans were often late. So I'm really hoping this is one of those situations where it's still soon. But really, we're not seeing the same robust excitement that happened in 2010. Does that mean that in the last 10 years, we've actually become more divided as a global community? Because the greatest lie that Africa has been told is that Africa is just a continent. We are on a global melanated planet. We're everywhere. And our people suffer because our people do, the mother doesn't see her children everywhere. The mother doesn't see the connectivity and how much power she would have if she stood up for IT. If she went after the terrible atrocities that the Indonesians are committing against the people of Papua New Guinea. If she stood up for us everywhere, then we'd have a standing somewhere. But obviously that just shows you that we've never really been free. And that's one of the things. I was reading the comments in the show I did previously. Definitely, if you haven't seen it, check it out on IT and what's been going on there and why they continuously continue to be a target of these man-made events. And there was a comment on there that said that the reason IT became such a threat to the Babylon system is not just that they defeated Napoleon's army and gained their independence and then paid an exorbitant amount of what would be almost like $21 billion for their freedom. Or, yeah, I think that's your figure. But they started fighting for the liberation of other slave islands. And that's when they were like, no, we got to put a stop to this. And that's why they've never been allowed to rise. And there's also a great prophecy that talks about how in the end time there'll be like a rising revolutionary spirit that will come out of IT to affect the entire global melanated nation. Because something was released when they became the first republic, when they called on that black power. And that thing that, there's a book actually called The Irritated Genie. You guys should definitely check it out if you really want to know how things came together. But really, we must unite, even if it's in spirit, beloveds. Because this Babylon system that all our nations are in, these psychological states are in, don't represent us. And again, I am ready to stand corrected. If there's something amazing that any nation is doing, any black nation is doing to help the people of Haiti, please leave it in the comments below. The audio actually broke before the break. I hope you were able to hear me when I was saying I really feel African presidents now are scared. They're no longer presidents, they're like local, New World Order officials. Because you bow or you bow out. I hope by the time many of you are seeing this, I'm actually coming back and saying, yo, Kenya sent this, or Nigeria sent that, or Senegal did this to help our brothers and sisters in Haiti. But also let me know if there's any community response that's going on. Let me know. I'll definitely share it with my audience. Tuko pamoja.